sunshine peepers.
I feel like saying good morning, Vietnam.
Hello.
Hello, Miami. Oh.
It's been a slow morning for some.
For some.
I don't know why I've been up since 7:30 in the morning. It's Saturday. Maybe because I have a child.
Oh my
God.
God.
Got up at 7:30 in the morning and I wanted to strangle.
I don't have a child and I was up like at 7:58. I was like, oh, hell no. It's not happening.
Oh, no.
I try to stay in bed, but I just can't. I think I'm like premenopausal. Because I'm sleeping less. And that happens.
Does that
as you
happen
get
when
older.
you get older?
Yeah, you start.
Why is that?
Because your body is like, you've had enough sleep. You've had enough sleep and you're going to get a lot of sleep when you die.
Maybe.
So you need to get...
Yeah, maybe it's because old people need to take a lot of naps. Because they get up so
naps.
early. I wish I could nap. Like, I wish sometimes
nap?
like I could be like a guy.
Oh my God. Guys.
I need that guy quality.
Why is that a guy thing?
Because they don't care about shit. And they just like lay down and pass out.
I guess I'm a guy. I love napping. I am a
Can't
pro.
nap.
I can take a cat nap. 15 minutes I snore and everything. It's amazing.
I wish I could do that. I see people sleeping and I'm like, I wish
Wake up!
I could do that. No, I look at them and I'm like, I wish I can do that. I want to sleep like that.
But it was a restful sleep. Like I slept fine. Like I'm not, groggy or anything. So it was a good sleep. Like I got my hours of sleep. So I've noticed that lately. Like I'm not sleeping as much. And
don't you hate that your mind is always racing when you're like in between sleeping and awake, and then you're like trying to go back to sleep, and I can't. I need to sleep like a guy, people.
You need to sleep like me. I will teach you the ways.
I'm gonna sleep like Kathy.
I think it used to be when my mom tells me that for the first 2 years of my life I didn't sleep at all, and I mean at all.
Bless your mother.
Yeah. She kept, I don't know how I'm alive.
I don't know either.
So I always say that I'm just making up for those 2 years, because I take naps here and there. I could take a nap literally every day. That was like my favorite subject. Like in school when I was little, that was like
sleepy time.
I aced it.
Wow.
I love to sleep. That's my favorite thing. Aside from eating, I love sleeping.
Now you know all about Kathy, people.
It's very simple. People say like women
are
are difficult.
Women are easy.
We just want to eat and not gain weight and sleep. That's all we want to do.
And you look pretty every day.
I think my soulmate will understand that from me.
Yes,
right? That's what I'm looking for.
See, well, I think you found one in me, Kathy. I get you.
I get you. You complete me.
I don't complete you, but I get you.
Jerry Maguire was right.
Yes. That fucked everybody up so bad.
Big time.
Oh,
big
God.
time. I haven't found somebody who completed me. Because I'm not lacking anything. That's the thing.
We're insightful this morning. I like it.
Oh, man. This whole soulmate and twin flame and I don't know.
It really makes you crazy. It really makes you crazy trying to figure out, who's what.
It really makes you crazy trying to find the one. It's like I feel like asking the one what? Have you found the one? The one what? The one
chocolate
for tonight? The one. Yeah.
You can see we're both thinking different things here. I'm thinking chocolate and she's thinking sexual chocolate.
I haven't found my sexual chocolate yet.
I think we've had sexual chocolate. Yeah, you have.
No, I have.
Come on now.
Yeah, but not the one. It keeps melting.
It's like, what do you have?
It keeps melting. I need like M&M, melt in your mouth, not in your hands type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. What is a twin flame? What do you think is the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate?
Well, I do know. I could say I'm a bit of an expert on the subject.
Do tell.
So, I learned many moons ago. Ooh, I like that. So mysterious. That soulmates could really be anyone. I think.
I agree.
It's funny because we were talking off air, And I mentioned, I think my daughter may be a soulmate. Not only because I'm her mom, but sometimes she says things and I'm like, where did you come from? And they're so attuned and insightful that I really do believe that at times her and I were connected in another lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think soulmates could be like anybody. I mean, according when I was doing research and stuff for the episode, yeah, it seems that you can have, I don't know if many soulmates, but maybe you can have, multiple soulmates.
I think you can.
When it comes to like friends or, because like your friend, a really good friend could be your soulmate or
family member,
yeah. Whether it's the same sex or the opposite sex, it doesn't
even
matter.
Some random person that you meet. Like, I was dating some guy for a short time, and it was so weird that we were just so comfortable instantly.
Yeah.
I think those types of connections are few and far between.
Yes, I agree.
And he was all freaked out about it. Like, major freaked out. Like, he would confess things to me that he would catch himself, and he's like, why the hell am I telling you this?
Are you still, did you ever keep in touch or no?
No, we haven't talked anymore. The end.
Well, that's another thing. Like, you could say, like, well, he's not your soulmate because it's not in your life, but soulmates have a purpose. Like, I don't know if I agree with the term soulmate, and he's my soulmate, and we're going to be together forever because he's my soulmate, and I have to find that soulmate, and until I find that soulmate, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but I do think that people come into your life for a purpose, and you come into other people's lives for a purpose.
I totally agree.
And when that purpose is done, completed, met, then the relationship eventually ends. You eventually either drift apart or...
And I would hope, too, that if it's not such a positive influence, because soulmates, I think, challenge you as well.
Yeah.
That if it's not such a positive influence, then hopefully you evolve from it and you move on.
Yeah. And you learn something from it, and you just keep that, and then you move on. But yeah, like, people come into your lives, maybe the purpose of that person was to have children with you, to give you, children, or to...
I think that of my ex-husband.
He was your soulmate.
No, he wasn't my soulmate. I would not go that crazy and say...
Well, according to the research, that's what it says.
I'm screwed. So I don't know, but I really do think that meeting and that union was only
for that purpose.
To have my daughter.
Because Lauren was supposed to be born.
Yeah.
I tend to think like that.
I really do.
Yeah. People just come into your lives for purpose. When it's done, goodbye. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, correct.
So twin flames, according, if we want to get a little bit more scientifical, twin flames supposedly is literally your other half. So I want to know where my other half is, bitch.
My head hurts. My heart hurts.
My hair hurts, like Charlotte used to say on Sex and the City. Where is he? Where is he? My hair hurts. Yeah, it says like twin flames are like literally like when you're born, like the soul is divided in two flames. So there's like a little bit of flame up there that is your other half. And you meet that other half, or you connect with that other half, and you complete each other when the time is right, when it's meant to be. So, I don't know.
Do you think you met your twin?
Hell no. Hell no.
No.
No. It's been extinguished.
So there's been no inkling of who that could be? Or
absolutely
any
not. No. I mean, obviously you feel something for somebody at some point in your life, but it never worked out. It never panned out to anything. So how could that be? Have I learned things from those situations? Yeah. But I don't know if that has really, if it could have really been anything, or, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't consider those experiences as like my twin flame that just didn't happen. Like, I don't know. I don't think so. Have you?
Yes, I have. I can tell you, people, it's not as sexy and as exciting as it sounds.
I know it really
isn't.
One of the things that I found out, it was like it's not necessarily rosy and peachy, and it's gonna work out right from the beginning. Yeah, I read that too.
Well,
It
I
was
think
interesting.
that, okay, so my story, without going into too much detail,
Mm-hmm.
is, goes back many, many years ago. And there was a relationship that lasted for a while, and then there wasn't. And then there was always the back and forth, right, throughout the years. And I think that that happens because, number one, it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Number two, energetically, you're just so tied together, whether you realize it or not, that your vibration, I didn't say vibrator,
I think you did.
well, maybe a little bit, will attract that person. So maybe you're not even thinking about the person, then all of a sudden something pops into your head that you're like, where the hell did that come from, right?
Yeah.
So then there's like there's an energetic attraction. Maybe you're not thinking about them, but they are thinking about you, and vice versa at times, and then that energy pulls.
I believe that. I believe that for sure, that we're, connected with some people, and, just like twins, for example, like they feel, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a good example. You can compare it to that because twins are very much attuned to each other.
Yeah.
On different levels, and I think that that's what this is. And there were times even when I had dreams about him being in certain scenarios, and I, after many years of not talking to him, and I would reach out to him,
and he would confirm those dreams.
And he confirmed. So I was like, what the hell? And he's like, how do you know, what happened? I can't believe that you know that, and that and
well, you're a little bit of a witch too, and, and so am I. And the dreams that we have most of the time do come true and do interpret, like, okay, something's going on. Like, I feel this is happening, or this is. I feel a Disney song coming on. And because I had a friend of mine too that we dated briefly, but he's still in my life. Like, he's a very good friend of mine, and he called me one time and he was like, "Hey, I had a dream about you. I'm worried about you. Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah," but I was like, "Oh, that's why he's, thinking about that. That's interesting that he had that dream, because I am going through this, Yeah. So I was kind of like, because we don't talk every day or hang out every day or whatever, but he was like, he picked up on that in a dream or something, and he called me on it. It was like really interesting and sweet, and that was nice.
Yes.
So, anywho, yeah, according to Twin Flames, it's like basically you were created just like Adam was created for Eve and Eve for Adam. Somebody out there was created for you, supposedly. I don't know if I really believe in that. Like, there's one person. I don't know. I tend to believe more. There's a person for like each stage in your life, and that person is going to teach you some things. And I think it is going to come to a point that you're like, okay, I've learned everything that I should learn or whatever to maybe make an actual relationship work, and now I feel ready. Now I know what I want, because I have learned through all these other soulmates, twin flames, whatever you want to call them, assholes.
That too.
And now I'm ready for an actual thing, and I think the universe kind of like, okay, she's ready or he's ready, and
right, because I
you'll
think
find somebody.
That the whole twin flame journey is really, and I don't want to just use that it's twin flame. I just think your journey is to become aware of who you are and accept who you are.
Yeah.
Love yourself. I think that a lot of people fail to do that, myself included, when I was much younger. And I grow every day and I learn every day. And I think that that's a huge part of the journey, is clear your energy, do away with things that do not serve you anymore, learn from past relationships, open yourself up to the possibilities of everything, whether it's love, whether it's career, whether it's happiness, whether it's just letting go. And I firmly believe that the person that you're meant to be with will come.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you really have to I think, like some people say, seek and ye shall find, and people that are like really,
don't beg people either.
No, but like I tend to, like, I see both pictures, and I agree with both. Like, I guess it just depends on, because you put like online dating, for example, it's like that's like a very proactive approach to, like, really find somebody. And I've known, I know a lot of people that have made it work and have found their quote unquote soulmate or whatever. They marry, they have kids, whatever.
It's funny, I'm actually going to a wedding next month, and her fiance.
They met online.
So there's hope out there, people, for some
of
you.
So it's just another way of meeting somebody. It's just one way of meeting the person that you're supposed to meet with. I mean, but there's countless of like cute stories, like people that just meet at random, or like just like they meet and they click and they just turn the right corner, like literally, and that person was right there.
It's like a movie. Don't you get enthralled in all those movies? I'm like, oh my God, I've watched The Notebook like 1,000 times. I watch them and I'm like, oh my God. I think Hollywood fucked everybody up.
Hollywood has definitely.
Yeah, but I would blame Disney first and then Hollywood. No, I have nothing against Disney.
My prince will come. Anyway, so I don't know. This is what this lady is saying about. This is 18 signs, not 17, not 19, not 20, but 18 signs that you have found your soulmate. So if you cannot click on these 18 boxes,
and why 18? I want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's the purpose behind?
So this is
who is this person?
June Silney of Lifehack. Her article is titled 18 Signs You Have Found Your Soulmate. I agree with the first one. You just know. You just know it.
Yes.
I mean, I think everybody that is in a stable, long-term relationship, and they always tell you, you just know, because everybody's like, how do you know? How do you know you were in love? How do you know he was the one? You just do. You just feel. I heard this quote the other day. I thought it was really cute. That it was like, you feel at home and free at the same time. I thought that was really interesting. I agree with that. That's kind of like hit it. It hit it right on the nail. You're in love when you feel free and at home at the same time. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So.
Because you don't want to be shadowed by someone either, like to be a possession.
Exactly.
And I think that a lot happens, like these immature kind of relationships. Like people within themselves have so many insecurities that they want to shackle somebody. They want to keep them down, and they're just crazy. I don't know.
But I see that in even like older people that have been married for some time. Like they're still, and I guess it's insecurity, but it's like, no, he can't go out with his friends because, something's going to happen.
And how old is old? What do you mean by older?
50.
That's crazy.
That you're still, I don't mean old in age, but, well, I guess, yeah. I mean, if you're like a long term, like you have kids, like married for 20 years, like whatever. Yeah. I think that's just absurd. But I agree with that. You just know it. Like something deep inside you tells you that this is the perfect one for you. So, I don't know. I just laugh at it because I've never experienced this. Maybe when I do, I'll tell you. You just know. I just knew.
You just know.
I don't know
that you always just know when it comes to a soulmate.
Okay.
I don't know that you always just know, because I just thought of a relationship that I had, again, a long time ago, when I was in college. No, I lie. I was in high school.
But
en route to college.
I don't think that counts.
And that guy was my friend for many, many years. I never looked at him as anything other than a friend. I mean, eventually he thought of me as something else. But on a different level. It wasn't soulmate in like, you're my soulmate friend.
Not on a romantic level, yeah.
But I didn't just know immediately. I think he did, though. It took me some time to realize that he was a person for me. I can't say he was the person for me, because just the person for me
just a person
is my twin flame.
But did you ever have a romantic relationship with this?
Yes.
Oh,
I did.
Okay.
It was great. It was one of the best relationships I've ever had in my life.
But what happened?
What?
He wasn't your soulmate.
That's
he private. Wasn't the one.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody that is getting married, especially like when they're like at their high and getting the wedding or whatever, everybody says, he's my soulmate or she's my soulmate.
Like, you don't even know what that is.
I think
they're just caught up in the illusion.
It's like, really, everybody's finding their soulmates but me. It's like, seriously?
Yeah, no.
Like, it's like everybody's soulmate. Like, everybody.
Holy water thrown across your head or something. I don't know.
Everybody's a soulmate connection. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then 2 years later, it's like, oh, he's this and
he's
that.
He's an asshole.
It's like, okay.
He's an asshole soulmate.
Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah.
So, anyway. It feels, according to this lady, it feels like you have crossed paths before with this person. Like literally.
Well,
not like former life, like reincarnation type of thing, but you feel you have been in each other's lives, but just never met. I think that's what it is. Like, you just click, and you're like, my God, I feel like I've known you.
That's what
forever. You know.
And then he was like confessing all kinds of crap to me about his life and his mother, and I was like, oh my God.
But it's true that you could just feel that with anybody. You could feel that with like a really good friend that you just connect with, and you're like, oh my God, we can be best friends instantly. It doesn't mean that there's like something.
I have a best. I consider her my best friend, or a best friend. In New York that I've known for like, I feel like my whole life. We just clicked, and that's it. And we still talk to this day. I mean, we don't talk every day, but we talk, and we're there to listen if we have an issue going on or what have you. And I mean, I can't be there all the time because she's married, she has kids, I have my child, but we're there. We're there regardless. So friends. I firmly believe friends can be soulmates.
Yeah. I have a friend from college that we haven't actually seen each other or even talked for like at least over a year. But whenever we get together, it's like no time has passed. Yeah, it's just like, and we just like catch up, and it's like, okay, see you in like 2 years.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. I guess, this is, I think number 3 is kind of like for you. Like, your souls meet at the right time. I mean, I think that person that you're thinking that is like your twin flame, I just think that timing is an issue. And I don't know when the fuck the timing is gonna come, because I know that I've been like hearing about this forever.
Oh my God.
But I do think that, I mean, timing just it's a big issue. And I think that's part of the journey. Like, the twin flame or your soulmate is gonna come in when both of you are like ready for like the real thing. So that's what I think.
I do agree with that. I've been analyzing the situation.
The relationship. The situationship.
Situationship. Yeah, that's a new one I heard like about a month or so ago. And I remember saying something to him like 2 years ago, and he denied it, right? And then I think about that, and I say, wait a second. I
should have recorded it.
No, but I know deep down, this is another thing that I think you need to be very aware of. You need to be aware of your intuition. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people dismiss intuition.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge part of
whether it's good or bad.
Right.
Whatever you're getting, like a bad vibe or a good vibe, don't ignore it. That's a little voice telling you like, something's
listen
up.
To that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I analyze things, and as we fast forward to today, and I see the progression of things happening throughout his life. And number one, I'm extremely beyond happy for him. I mean, beyond happy. I can't even tell you. Like, if I had him in front of me, I'd probably jump on top of him of happiness.
Because you're happy.
Because I'm happy, and you know it.
And if you're happy and you know it, you jump on top of.
You jump on top of somebody. So, but I think back and I say to myself, I was right. He had to get to that point in his life to achieve everything he wanted. Mm-hmm. And you're still not done achieving. But, people go through cycles. And I think that in order to accomplish this union, whether it's twin flame, whether you don't believe in twin flames, but you know that you're meant to be with someone specifically.
Yeah.
I think you both need to grow. You need to evolve. You need to
be your own person.
Yes, you need to acknowledge what you want, what you don't want, and you need to hone in on you and love yourself. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Without self-love, you cannot have the love of anybody else.
No.
You'll forever be forcing somebody to love you.
Yeah.
No bueno.
No es bueno.
No es bueno.
And who could have, maybe you guys would have been together when you got together back then, and you would have stayed together, and he would have maybe ended up resenting you because he wasn't able to go after his dreams, or vice versa. You would have, maybe your relationship would have been like really broken, and you wouldn't have even been able to stay friends. You know, like things happen. Everything happens for a reason. It really does. You might not know it now, but
and here's the thing: to this day, he knows I'm the one, and I know he's the one. But where are we? Where are we?
Separate, but just miles away.
We're working on ourselves, people.
Yeah. How much more can we work on ourselves?
But I do feel that soon things will shift.
Good.
I do feel that.
I hope so too.
Yes.
You can hear each other's. Well, your quiet space is a peaceful place. I feel that with anybody. Like sometimes I'm in the car with, like, I don't know, my sister or my dad or whatever. I'm like totally fine with just being quiet and just being in my own thoughts, because I'm comfortable with that other person. Like, I don't have to be talking.
Yeah.
Like when you go on a date and you're like, okay, so what else? Like, what else can we talk about? It's because maybe you're not connecting. Maybe you're,
I went out on a date with a guy. Really
but I've also been on dates with somebody that we just talk and talk and talk, but there's nothing. There's no chemistry.
Oh.
There's no, like, that type of chemistry.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, I'm so comfortable. That means I necessarily don't really feel something.
Did you friend zone him?
Kind of. Yeah. So I've had it both ways. But when it's like the right thing, it's like, you can talk about everything, but then there's still that little nervousness and that little thing.
Yeah, no, not with this guy. So
he couldn't talk? There was no conversation?
Yeah, but he just talked about himself, and then I quickly learned, okay, in order for this to keep flowing and, like, get rid of this already and, like, end this as soon as possible, I would just ask him a question about himself, and then he would run with it, and I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I don't have to make up small talk or whatever. I was like, no.
Yeah. Or when somebody calls you, like, the first couple of conversations, and they just give you, like, a resume of their life. It just feels like you're, like, in a job interview, and they just want to sell themselves to you. You're like, this is boring. Like, this is not a conversation. It's like you're reading me, like, the script of your life, like your resume, basically. I'm like, I don't need your curriculum vitae.
Yes. Oh my God.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
But I do have this questionnaire that I'd like you to answer.
You can hear each other's silent thoughts. I mean, I don't know about that. Like, that's a little bit.
If I may, I don't know that I hear.
I understand you're in tune with somebody.
Silent thoughts.
So it's.
Yeah. But I do believe that you can communicate through dreams, because that happens to me a lot.
Okay.
So maybe that is what they're trying to say. Because, I mean, really? That's creepy. Like, you could hear somebody's silent thoughts. I wish I had that power, actually.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to have that.
I would like to know what somebody's thinking.
No.
It's like a chess game. You're one step ahead.
Yeah, but that's creepy.
No, I would. For a short time. Not, like, for my whole life. But, yeah, I would. I think that's interesting.
I understand, like, somebody's body language, somebody's manner, somebody's, twitches, somebody's, like, eye rolls. Like, I know, like, obviously, as the longer you spend with somebody, it's like, you know what that person is thinking or feeling at that time, Like, I get that. I agree with that.
Just like that could be romantic, I'm sure that it, like, annoys the crap out of you. Because you look at somebody like, oh my God, here he goes, like, he's doing this or she's doing that. I think it all depends on, I don't know, is that a prereq for soulmates?
Well,
that's
according, this is number 5, actually number 6.
That's crap.
So number 5. You can feel each other's sadness or happiness. I mean, I guess, but that's with anybody.
That's with anybody. If you're paying attention and you're not so self-consumed.
Yeah.
If you care about somebody, of course. Look, there's times when I call my mother, And just by saying hi, she already knows that something's wrong.
Exactly, yeah.
And she's like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, nothing, lady.
Yeah, that's just somebody's like body language. I mean, I definitely pick up on a lot of. I'm very like, I consider myself very observant, so I can always tell if somebody's having a bad day or a good day or if something's going on. They just they they can share or whatever. You know each other's flaws and the benefits in them. I mean, I guess.
I don't know.
Well, this is all like, I guess these are things that maybe some of them maybe you should be able to like check off if you're like getting serious with somebody. Like, you would say, oh, we have the same things in mind. Like we have the same likes and dislikes. And, we like, number 8, you share the same life goals. You're not afraid of having conversations. Like I feel, you feel open and comfortable with somebody to talk.
A lot of people nowadays, they hide behind the facade instead of just being real and open. I think that holds more value, and people can make decisions on whether or not to move forward with you or not. I know people that like they have been together for years and they don't talk about anything because they're either afraid of the answer because they just gave up, or because they don't care.
Settled there.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, we're gonna do an episode on that. It's like, why do people stay together? Why do you even get married? Number 1, in the first place. Why do you stay together? Why do you not get a divorce or get a divorce? Yeah, that's definitely a topic that we'll be talking about, because I mean, there's a slew of reasons why people do what they do and don't do what they don't do. Yeah. So you're not threatened by the need for a alone time. I totally support that. Like, oh my God, I could not be with somebody 24/7. We will kill each other. Like, honestly, I would be just go out with your friends. I'll see you in a couple of days. Like, I don't know.
Sometimes I wonder how the heck people could work together and go home and live together.
I know. I can't.
I don't know.
I would never be able to like work with the person that I'm involved with romantically. I can't.
And I've seen it. I've seen it many times, and I've seen it that it works for them.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless you.
Absolutely.
But I don't know that I want to work.
Maybe if it's like in the same field, but not, like let's say like if you own a restaurant together, and like the guy's in the kitchen, and you're like the hostess or like the administrative side of it, and like okay, that's like whatever. But if you're like in an office and you're like looking at each other like attorney, paralegal, like, oh my God, I would just, I don't know.
But how do you turn it off? That's the thing. Like, if you're at work more than you are at home together, I would assume that when you get home, it's the same shit. It's like extension of work.
I think that's why a lot of couples, it doesn't work for them, because, they feel like it's just like, I don't know, it's just like the same like boss employee relationship, because you gotta like turn off your relationship, I guess, between 9 to 5 when you're at work, and then how do you switch it back on to be like husband and wife? That would be like really challenging for me.
I think that because I knew these, I think they still work together, I'm not sure, these 2 attorneys, that they worked together at the firm that I worked out in New York, and they were on opposite ends of the office, which I guess worked out, right?
What were they? They were both attorneys?
They were both attorneys. Okay.
Were they like partners? Like that? It was like their firm?
One was a partner, and the other one was just a named partner. But she was, I don't know, it was named partner, a shareholder, but not a named partner, I should say. But she did a totally different practice area of law than he did.
Okay,
and they were somewhat separate, in the architectural space of the office. They shared, if I remember correctly, 3 children. But I think that those relationships become more of friendships.
Yeah.
Than
colleagues.
Amorous.
Yeah.
Because they were very like friendly, like friends type thing. Always. You never saw them amorous. You never saw them holding hands. Never. Like, not even outside of the office, at events. Never.
Oh, well, that's just, that probably just has, that it could either like.
So maybe they were just soulmates. and not anything
Well,
else.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't think everybody's a soulmate. I don't think just because you're married to somebody, it's your soulmate. You just, whatever. Maybe you just wanted to have a kid. Maybe that guy's good looking. He makes a good living. Like, whatever. Like, just many reasons why you marry somebody.
I don't think that everybody that you connect with is a soulmate.
Yeah. Maybe the sex was really good.
Oh my god. No offense. But that guy, oh my god.
That doesn't mean anything.
I know.
That means nothing.
Oh my god, he was,
yeah.
Oh my god, no.
How do you say it in Spanish? Para gustos han hecho los colores.
I guess.
You know?
Or there's a lid for every pot.
There's a lid for every pot.
I don't know.
No, but probably, I mean, the reason probably they were not touchy-feely with each other is like they were professional. They were like saying, you know, we can't be, because that really now it's like a lot of companies don't allow that. Yeah. You know, just like to have a relationship with somebody that you work with, that's just not allowed.
Walking down the hallway and you're like smacking each other in the ass.
Exactly.
Like, hey, babe.
You know, that's not appropriate. So they probably had to like shut it down.
I vote for an Ally McBeal environment. That's my vote.
Oh my god, that would be like no. So number 11, you don't experience jealousy. I mean, I guess if somebody loves you or stuff, it's like, you know, love means never having to say I'm sorry.
Whatever.
From Love Story.
Whatever. That's all I gotta do. I'm dying.
I think if somebody loves you, they shouldn't make you feel, you know, you feel jealousy when somebody is getting maybe your significant other's attention too much.
I don't know. Because
a little bit of jealousy
is good to have.
Is needed.
Yeah. Because I don't know, I consider myself a confident person. I'm not like, you know, I don't need you on top of me 24/7 to be like, oh my god, he loves me. But if I have some girl, some woman, some whatever, all up in my stuff, you better believe it. Some jealousy is gonna be coming. Some Cardi B is gonna be coming out. Oh,
yeah, like it's not necessarily that your significant other is feeling the same thing, but yeah, it's a little protection. Like, hey, this is not your territory.
Cool.
Okay. You respect each other's differences and opinions. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like that's like number one.
Common courtesy with every human being.
I mean,
I don't know about this woman.
That's true. You don't scream, curse, or threaten each other with divorce. True. Yeah. You don't.
You shouldn't do that unless you really mean it.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna call you bluff. Yeah. They're gonna be like, "Oh shit." You give in because you want your soulmate to be happy.
Oh, stop. Stop right now.
I'm saying compromise, but giving in is like, I guess it's the same thing. Do you think it's the same thing?
I can't even believe that's on the list. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see you doing things to make somebody happy, but not because you're giving in or you're compromising yourself.
I think it's the choice of words. Like you give in, like I don't know. It's kind of like you don't want to, but okay.
You know how to apologize. Okay, I'm sorry that you feel bad about what I said.
I'm sorry that you took it that way, but I still mean it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that you're so sensitive, and you know I've heard those.
Sorry, you can't take a joke. Like, oh my god.
So I have a friend that she's such a hard ass, and she has a partner, and so then she tells me the stories, and they fight, and she's like, "I'm not apologizing," and I'm like, "Okay, but that was really messed up what you said. Like, you should really go and apologize. You know, I'm like, I'm your friend, but I have to be honest, right?" So her way of apologizing is just like that. Well, you know, I'm sorry that you feel that, you know, this and this and this and this, and it just escalates the fight over again.
No, yeah, that's not apologizing. No, that's hurtful. When you really hurt and you want somebody's like heartfelt apology, and somebody says like, "My God, why are you so okay? I'm sorry, like whatever, like."
Yeah, what about? I'm sorry. Okay.
Sorry.
It's like what?
Yeah, no, that's not meaningful.
And I know this guy too that he's like, one day he goes to me, "I know you're not sorry." like, what are you talking about? And then it's one of those conversations that somebody has with you when you have like no clue what's going on. And then I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. So he says, no, because, you know,
because they've had this conversation in their mind like for days.
In your head.
And then they just start talking. You're like, can you catch me up to?
Yeah. Can you bring me into the conversation?
Bring me up to speed. Like, what are we fighting about?
So he says, no, because you're never sorry. You're not sorry. Like, you can't even say you're sorry. And I said to him, but I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You know, and so then you have those I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm sorry that I don't know what I'm sorry for, but I'm sorry because you're crazy.
Yeah. You would marry each other again. I would agree with that.
Yeah, if you have a good one, like, you know, male or female.
Yeah. I don't agree with, I wouldn't do it like, you know, like some couples that renew their vows like every year, like Heidi Klum and Seal. It was like, Trouble in Paradise. They did it for a while when they were married and they're not together anymore.
Why would you want to renew your vows every year?
I don't know. You want to throw a party? I don't know. You want to wear a white dress?
Can't you just do that with all the money they have anyway? Can't you just throw a white party?
They did it for a few years while they were married, and I think after the fact, when they got a divorce, he's confessed that he wasn't into it. Like he was just like he would just go with the flow. That he didn't really see the point in it.
Forced.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like it is. Yeah, it gets to the point where it's like, don't you feel okay? Like, don't you feel good? Like you don't have to be like, I don't know, doing that every year. I see 20 years, 25 years.
That's like people that celebrate
50 years.
The month anniversary. What the hell?
Oh my God.
Like, how old are you?
It's like when kids are little, it's like, how old is he? 13 months. 13 and a half months.
Yeah.
15 and 3/4 months.
My child is 33 months and a half. What?
It's like, I have to do the math. Like, she's 3 years old.
What?
How long have you been together? 150 months. Or like, what?
And we never had a fight.
It's like, I have a headache. I gotta do math.
Yeah, like, what the hell? I didn't ask you for a freaking mathematical equation.
There's no Hallmark card for that. Hallmark. Yeah,
I love you for the past 150
An idea for your business, Hallmark. Make greeting cards for like months, month anniversaries. Like,
does Hallmark even exist anymore? It's like so
yes,
pathetic that everything is now like
everything is Amazon, dude. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's like you go in these places that you thought were around, and now they're just everything's closing, and then everything's online.
Yeah, I don't know if Hallmark exists anymore. To be honest with you, I don't think so.
But whatever.
No, I get my greeting cards like in Publix. Or the dollar store, honestly.
You know what? This is
dollar store.
Yes, this is so bad to admit. I used to be such a card person.
I've never been a card person. Ever.
I'm no longer a card person.
Never. I've never been one.
No, it sucks. I'm like a card, and then hello.
I'll give you a card if I'm giving you money. If I'm only giving you money or a gift card, I'll give you a card because the wrapping, I don't know what else to give you. But if I'm giving you an actual gift. A card is like $4, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I turned the card
$4.59, $5.49.
$4.99.
It's like what
for a stupid card?
That's why I go to the dollar store. Dollar Tree. Woo woo.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have 2 for $1.
No, anyway. And then so now I've succumbed to.
You've succumbed.
I've succumbed to.
You've succumbed.
Yeah, just getting like a stack of cards that say nothing, that have a pretty design outside, and just use that because I'm sorry, people, but I'm not paying $5 and $6 for a card.
No, me neither. But I kind of like it's kind of like a lost art. I think that would be like so cute, to like cards and like writing and stuff. That's like people don't do that anymore. It's like texting. Happy birthday. Thank God for like
eggplant.
Thank God for like the iPhone that had the little happy birthday, like balloons would pop up on your phone. That was so cute.
How about those Blue Mountain cards that people used to send like via email? Did you ever get one of those?
Oh my God, I used to send.
It up and it was so happy.
I used to send. That's what I did because I never sent Christmas cards like to anybody. But I used to send like sometimes I'm like, I can send like an e-card, and then I would go like, which was free.
Dollar store.
Everybody would get the free one. But yeah, it was cute. I was thoughtful.
Yeah, free.
I don't even do that anymore.
You have free thoughts.
I don't do that anymore at all.
That's like Kathy. You have to get back to that.
I do. I have to do so many things.
If it still exists.
I don't know if it does.
I don't know. I think now everything's just emojis.
True.
They're free.
You complete each other.
Stop.
Fuck Jerry Maguire.
Stop. That's so bad.
That line got so much.
I mean, I'm a
people
hypocrite.
made so much fun of that.
Yeah, but I'm
line.
a hypocrite if I say when you see the movie and you watch that, you're like, oh my god, I love you.
I love the movie.
And you
That's
watch that,
movies.
yeah, and you watch that line when he says all that, and it's just gut wrenching, and you sit there and you're like, oh my god, I want a guy like that. Where are you? I mean, I'd be a hypocrite if I said that I wasn't drawn into that.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Nobody completes me. Like that whole I need somebody to complete me. No, you need therapy.
You need to be. You need chocolate
and
therapy and a good cry and a good, but no, I agree. I think you have to be complete yourself. Yeah. I think there's somebody that needs to handle your crazy, I think everybody does.
AKA somebody with a license and not a driver license.
So you should marry your therapist, though.
Well, not really, because then that puts you in another tier of crazy.
That person will be analyzing you constantly. Oh my god. Okay, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to do that.
That's like living with a lawyer.
Or a plastic surgeon.
Oh, that would be a good one.
No.
Yeah, why not?
Are you kidding me? Oh my god, that would be
who cares?
Hell no.
You go in for tune-ups whenever you want.
No, because that you will never be You will never be.
I don't care.
I don't know.
At least if I had something that I wanted to tweak within my body, I would go and do it and then be like, all right, F you for the rest. But whenever I want to go do my own little tune-ups, I go and I do them. And that's it.
That or I know who will complete me.
Cool. Let me get
a personal trainer.
I thought you were going to say Idris. Stop. I know you.
The skies are
I know. Who's your soulmate?
Idris Elba. That's my soulmate.
Me. I'm your soulmate, bitch.
Idris Elba is my twin flame and you're my soulmate.
Okay, I'll take it.
Oh my god. Sorry. Sorry, forgiveness, whatever, to his beautiful fiance. But man, that guy's gorgeous. Oh my god.
He's hot.
He is a gorgeous
man.
I love
his accent.
Oh my god. He's delicious. Anyway.
Yes, you are. Idris, if you're hearing us, we welcome you to the show. Just
with open arms.
Just ring a ding ding anytime you want to come by.
We're in Miami. And number 18, being in each other's arms washes away all your stress, worries, and anxiety. I threw up a little bit in my mouth. I threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Well, it's nice to be hugged. But does it wash everything away? I don't know. Who the hell is this lady who wrote this list?
I know.
She needs...
Yeah. Now, these 5 things I agree with. The 5 reasons to know he's the one or she's the one. These, I think, are
not the one.
Well, there's both. Which one do you want to go over first?
Oh, I thought it said that
5 reasons.
Not the one.
5 reasons he's not the one. Read them out loud, Kathy. Read them out loud.
Oh my goodness, people.
This I can get behind. This is real life shit.
He Googles?
He goggles.
Oh.
No, if he Googles other women, he's in trouble.
I thought he Googles other women, but that should be on the list too.
That should be in the list.
When you're Googling to find exes.
If you Google /goggle at other women.
He Googles.
That's just rude.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
So that's funny because last night I went out to dinner and there was this lady who had a nice body for her age. She was wearing these funky high-waisted pants with a short midriff shirt. Mm-hmm. Very farmer looking, if I had to describe it. And there was a guy sitting at the table next to us with his wife and 2 kids. And the guy could not take his eyes off this woman. Mm. And the wife was there laughing, all happy, talking to her kids. Meanwhile, I'm saying to myself, if that was me sitting next to you, my friends, guess what? That would not be happening because I would shut that down so fast.
You think she noticed?
I don't think she noticed. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's just rude.
It is disrespectful.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 2, if you feel you have to play games, or if he's just playing games, or if he's just on video games all day. That's all. Number 3.
Unless it's like a video game programmer, they make shit ton of money, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, but that would mean that he's working, not
that's true.
Like playing video games all day long.
That's true.
In your house, and you're there like, what the F? Like, you don't even exist.
No.
So number 3, if you keep avoiding his calls, texts, or get a knot in your stomach versus getting excited when he calls or she calls, or you keep making excuses to avoid seeing each other.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's just like delete. Number 4, if he makes you feel insecure, calling each other names, giving each other plastic surgery for each other's birthday and stuff. I don't know. I think if some guy I was with and I've talked about it, and
I think if you're like,
I want to gift you this because you wanted to do it.
I think if it's something that makes you feel insecure and you're like always talking about it or complaining, I get that, and that would be kind of sweet.
I would be.
But if it's just like with your, pick your boobs and be like,
you should
what
go get a
the?
boob job. Here's a gift certificate.
No.
You're like, no.
Here's another one for you for penis implants or enlargement or I don't know, sex classes or something.
Yeah. So number
That's
5,
weird.
if he doesn't get it, he doesn't get you. He's not your person. Number 6, if when you say I love you and he doesn't say it back after multiple times, then he just
doesn't, boo. Yeah.
Like, if you're constantly telling somebody that you're with, I love you, and they say thank you.
Yeah. I think the first time you say it, okay, I get it.
Or
you're taking it back. You're like, okay, maybe some people say like, I've said it in the past before and I never really felt it. I want to make sure when I say it this time. And eventually maybe it ends up working out. But if they keep saying it and you don't feel it, or vice versa, if you keep saying it and the person doesn't say it back, don't say it anymore. Until maybe, wait until he says it. If he does.
Or talk about it.
Yeah.
Be like, does this make you feel uncomfortable? Whatever. But that's really weird. Like, if you got into that point, and not everybody gets to the same level
at the same time. Correct, yeah.
But yeah, that's happened to me where I was dating somebody. The guy told me I love you, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I said, thank you.
That's sweet. Thank you, but no thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
But I feel the same way when it's like a couple that they've been dating for a while. Like, let's say over a year, and there's no engagement. And I think, a year, it's maybe not enough time to, like, make a commitment with somebody. But I feel like after a year, if that person is the one for you. I think. I don't know. I think a year is enough time.
I think it all depends on what age and stage you are in your life.
True. Or what,
and what you want. Because not everybody wants to get married.
Yeah, maybe like if you're like long distance, maybe it's like a little bit different too.
Yeah.
But I think if you've been dating for like 4 years, 5 years, and there's no ring, there's like, I think you're just, especially if like the woman, let's say, is waiting for an engagement and it's not coming. After 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it's like
Sex in the City. How long did it take these people to
get? Yeah. Or if you keep bringing it up and the guys is just like, someday. It's like, okay, I think you need to put an ultimatum on that and just move on with your life, because I think after a while, when you don't know, you know. If you don't know this person is the right for you, you know this person is not the right for you. After 4 or 5 years of living together, you don't know. I mean, that's a
well, I think a lot of
huge
people,
white flag, red flag.
Yeah, a lot of people get comfortable because they're living together and they're fine with the situation the way it is. You know? And again, it goes back to what you really want. If you really want to get married, if you don't, if you've been married before and you're divorced and you're living together. And I don't think
I don't think you should tell the other person, okay, like if in 6 months you're not, committed, if I don't have a ring in this finger, then it's over. I don't know if that works either, because that's like.
Well, that works for like 20-something-year-olds.
I don't know.
It has. It's worked for them. I don't know that it continues to work for them, but I know a lot of 20-somethings that give the ultimatum and then they get the ring.
An ultimatum, yeah, like you might get the ring, but doesn't mean that person is invested in it, you know. And then you'll always, to me, like I would always have that, like, you know, he's gonna resent me one day, you know, like I don't know.
I've always been in the philosophy, even in my 20s, not to.
You can't force.
Yeah, not to give
like the song says.
An ultimatum.
You can't hurry love. No, you just have to wait and wait.
For that ring.
And wait. And wait. That's the new version. That's the 2018 version.
And then the background is a bunch of crickets.
And wait. That's how the song is. Oh my god, that's the new version of the song. That's the 2018 version. I'm sure
Phil Collins would love that.
Yeah. And then 5 reasons to know he is the one.
Why is it always he? How come it can't be she?
Well, because we are she. So
we are she's and they are theys.
Yeah, but of course this works for everybody. Number 1, you're wildly attracted to each other. Not only physically, not only sexually, but emotionally. You want to talk to that person. You want to get to know that person. You like that person. You know, like, I don't know. It's just like a high. You just can't get enough of that person. You want to talk all the time. And, you know, I always think there has to be an attraction. Like, whatever attracts you to that person, whether they're funny or whatever. I don't know. There's got to be something there.
I think it's true not everybody thinks this way, but I really, really think you have to like the person.
Yeah.
Not
absolutely.
Just love them.
Yeah.
But you have to like the person that you're with. And so many people don't like their partners.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't like them.
Because I think that love kind of fades. And you're stuck. I mean,
I'm a romantic at heart. So
yeah.
I refuse to believe that the love fades. I think that circumstances come about where it forces you to look at things in a different light.
I don't think love in the sense that love doesn't fade. I don't mean love like actual deep love for somebody. Because you feel love for a lot of people, like, you know, your parents or whatever. But that chemical thing and that attraction, that sexual attraction, I think that does kind of fade. But what stays is the friendship and the liking of each other, and you can hang out with that person forever. You like being with that person.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the reason why, again, I romanticize. You know, I'm more romantical.
You're so romantical, Kathy.
But I think that relationships. I know that relationships require a lot of work, just as they require the work to maintain the attraction.
Yes.
Right? So when you're walking by your guy and you want to grab his butt, grab it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That little things like that, you know, or look at some guy that you're with and be like, oh my God, you're so hot, and walk away. And then guess what? You're freaking hot too. And then, you know, but this is like constant.
Yeah, you gotta keep like dating.
Constant.
You gotta keep, you know, that flame alive.
And you do have to like the person that you're with, because if you're letting the romanticism and the attraction die out, then if you only have the so-called like and you're not liking anything about this person, you're headed down the road to the big D. And I don't mean the big, you know, the big eggplant. I'm talking about the big divorce.
Number 2, you respect them. You respect each other. Absolutely. That's fundamental. You cannot have any type of relationship without there being respect. You're the best version of yourself when together. I agree. He brings out, you know, when you say that person brings out the best in me, or vice versa. Agree. You like yourself more when you're with that, you know, when you're with that person. You agree on the fundamental things: money, raising kids, honesty, respect. Those are big things that you need to make marriage work and to make a family and to raise a family. And number 5, you confide in each other. And like I hear a lot of women kind of like mock the idea of like, my husband is my best friend. I don't know if I agree with like best friend. Best friend is kind of like a high school term. I don't know if I agree with that, but that you are comfortable. I mean, I would hope that your significant other is somebody that you feel comfortable with telling them everything. You know, I mean, I think you need somebody on the side to like talk about your husband with. to vent, and maybe that would be your best friend. But I would think like, you know, you would feel comfortable to tell each other.
I think you should feel comfortable, yes, going to your spouse and communicating freely with that person. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know that your spouse needs to know everything.
No, but certainly the big things.
But you should be able
if you're something happened at work, something big, a big decision, a goal that you have, fear that you have.
And then for it to be free-flowing, when this person is giving you feedback because they care, because they're engaged, because they want to hear what you have to say, and they want to help you try to resolve it. Because there's many relationships, again, whether you're married or not, that, you know, you go and you tell your significant other something, and then you get a stare, or you get a, well, figure it out, or, you know, they're not really listening to you or engaged. And then that is a red flag.
What a lot of women actually complain about is that the man always wants to fix it instead of just listening.
But that's where I think that women make a huge mistake.
I think like a guy thinks. Like, I will give you, like, this is what you need to do.
Yes.
Like, that's what I would do.
But we women make a huge mistake, right? Because I have heard that. I don't want the guy to fix it. I just want him to listen. Well, people, nobody is a mind reader, right? So if you want your guy to just listen to you and to lend his shoulder for you to cry on, then say it. Go up to him and say, listen, I need to talk to you about something that's really important to me. I'm not asking you to fix it. I'm not pressuring you with any of that. I just want you to listen.
But that to me, it's impossible. Because if somebody comes to me with a problem and tells me they want to vent, I always tell them, no, you got to do this. You got to do that.
You as a woman. What I'm saying is the same thing. But then if the man wants to come in and give you his opinion, then great, right? But if it's just that you want him to listen, then put it out there. Just like if you want the guy to do X, Y, Z to you, put it out there. If you want the guy, you know, these guys are oblivious, the majority of them. Sorry, guys. But, you know, it's true. And so many men say, why can't she just tell me? Why can't she just let me know?
He should know. No, he shouldn't know.
It goes back to, oh, Swami, come and read my mind. No, it's a give and take. It's communication.
Spit it out.
It's communication. Yeah. Communicate. It's so easy to communicate.
Well, I'm tired. I don't know if I want a soulmate.
I'm tired of communicating with you.
I don't think I want a soulmate now. It's too much work. Too much work. I'm going to be clicking these boxes, like taking them off in my head.
The soulmate relationship with you has me a little bit tired
today. It's exhausting.
Yes.
But you know what they say? Hasta que llegue mi media naranja, voy a seguir comiendo mandarina.
Mandarinas.
Well, everybody, good luck out there. Hope you find your soulmate or twin flame or the one for tonight or whatever it is that you're looking for. And just always use protection.
Yes, keep the faith, people. It's out there. It's out there. Believe it.
Believe it.
And it will come.
Bye. Have a good week, you guys. Thank you for listening. Hasta la bye-bye.
Ciao.
Hola, mi gente. I'm so excited. We're on YouTube, Google Play Music, Spotify, Radio Public. Acuérdense, share, like, and subscribe.